What's up, guys? I'm Kate with TypeMatch, and the other day I discovered something on the 16 Personalities website that proves that they aren't even buying the nonsense that they are telling people in terms of what is the rarest type and all these percentages associated with the types. So let's check it out. I'm going to show you their website. Okay, here we go. All right. So according to the 16 Personalities website, the rarest personality type in the world is the INFJ, which they call the advocates. I'm sure you guys have heard this before from other people that INFJs make up like 1 or 2% of the population or something like that, maybe even less than 1%, crazy rare supposedly, okay? And then according to them, the most common personality type in the world is the ISTJ, the logician, most abundant, making up around 13% of the population. So let's go to the 16 personalities statistics and check this out. Oh, stop getting in my way, Zoom. Okay. All right. So on their website, you can go to these world maps where you can look up different types, and they'll tell you the countries with the highest percentage of those types and the countries with the lowest percentage of those types. Well, let's check out INFJ. According to them, the country with the most INFJs in terms of percentage of population is Portugal, making up 10% of their population, whereas the country with the fewest INFJs is Afghanistan, with it making up 4.63% of the population. So how is it that INFJs make up 2% or less of the world population when the country with the fewest amount of INFJs still is over 4% of the population? All right, let's look at ISTJs then. These are the numbers for ISTJs. The country with the most ISTJs in terms of percentage of population, Belarus, was 6.64%. When ISTJs are supposed to be making up 13% of the world population, but the country with the most of them has like half of that. And the country with the fewest amount of ISTJs has just over 2% of the population. So what is this disparity? This doesn't make any sense. Their numbers don't align. They are lying to you, okay? So I actually went ahead and put it all together for you guys in terms of these numbers. So ISTJs, we take the 10 countries with the greatest percentage of ISTJs and the 10 countries with the least percentage of ISTJs, and then I average them together for a world average. Yeah, this isn't exactly how a world average would work, but you know, you can kind of extrapolate this number from the most and the least to be an average. So according to their own data, which they say is collected from over 40 million respondents, and their test being available in 37 different languages, according to their own data, ISTJs make up an average of 4.19% of the world population, whereas the INFJ, the least common type in the world, supposedly makes up 7.37% of the population. Now, where did they rank? I'm glad you asked because I did all of them. Okay, according to their own data, the rarest personality type in the world is the ESTP, my personality type. Now, I'm not going to get too proud here because this is all lies. They are lying to you, okay? And INFJ is 12th on this list from rarest to least rare. ISTJ is 4th. These numbers don't make any sense, okay? According to them, sensors are, and according to everybody, except I don't know where did these numbers ever come from? Where did the 13% come from? Where did the INFJ is the least common in the world and like 1% of the population? Where did that actually come from? Because if we look at people's data, it doesn't line up, all right? So, you know, look at this, sensor. Whereas on the bottom, got a bunch of intuitives. Some of the ones that are supposed to be the least rare, I mean, the most rare in the world are at the bottom. It doesn't make any sense. All right. I mean, I took the averages here You know, we can look at this. And then I totaled them together to be 63% for sensors, 43%. Of course, these two don't line up because this is not how you would really take a total, you know, and it should add up to 100%. But you guys get the point here. That what they're saying in their descriptions and the reality of their data collected from 40 million respondents in the world, it doesn't add up. And they're not buying their own nonsense here. Can take a look over here. Okay, I compared traits, intuitive versus observant. Their word for sensor is observant. The countries with the most intuitives in the world, check out these numbers, versus most observant / sensor in the world. Look at these numbers. The 9th and 10th most sensor countries in the world are still more intuitive than they are sensor. How is that adding up? How is that making any sense for what everybody is saying in terms of the percentages and how rare types are? It makes zero sense. It's all backwards. And then they try to do this little mind judo here. Oh no, I got it at the bottom. Okay. So if you look here, previous research into overall internet use leads us to expect introverted, intuitive, feeling, and turbulent, which that's not even a part of MBTI again, personality of, types to be slightly overrepresented. Okay, this is more than slightly overrepresented. And according to this, like, does that even make sense? All right, I'm not any of these things. So my type is the least likely to be on the internet, and so ESTPs just aren't taking your assessment. That doesn't make any sense, especially when we know that people are basically forced to take this assessment at school, at university, at their work. It's used by so many people. How many people have you personally forced to take this assessment? Like, I myself, like, I was a teacher previously, and I made like all my friends take it. I made my family take it. I am responsible personally for hundreds of people taking this assessment against their will. Okay, so it's not like you have to be an intuitive to seek these things out, but I think there's something behind this. I think that 16 personalities is pretty smart and shisty, and what they want to do is they want you to get one of these rare personality types on their test. They want to tell you that you're rare, even if their data doesn't actually back it up. And why would they want to do that? Is there anything more addictive and compelling, especially for somebody who feels rejected by society and misunderstood, to be told that they are rare and special and that their problems with the rest of the world could be because they are this special type that sees the world in a special way? Like, that is like putting a rat in a cage by itself and giving it a lever that dispenses cocaine. That rat is going to press that lever all day long until it dies. And that's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of your weakness and your pain, and they're preying upon that to get you to give them more money. And that's what I think is going on here. So that's my rant about 16 personalities. And I swear, like, the point of this, I want to expose these things, but I also, like, I want to make it cool to be correctly typed. I don't want, like, because all of this is based on just nonsense. Why is it cool to be this type that's supposedly rare when all the data is suggesting that it's really not so rare? So what can you really believe here? It's just nonsense. So don't type yourself or attach your identity to something like this, or attach your personal value. I see so many people attaching their value to the rarity of their personality type. It has nothing to do with how valuable you are as a person. And I know that that's hard for a lot of people. A lot of people struggle with that. But anyway, check out the TypeMatch app. Links below. It is for an app that's based on the personality types for dating and friendship. See ya.